Welcome to the show, Patrick. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is interesting.
First date, maybe ever? I don't want to speak for you, but...
No.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Well, yes. It's different, for sure. You know, I've been, my dating life has been so lineal.
Yeah.
That this was sort of appropriate and interesting. And
okay.
I mean, I've thought about it for the last 2 weeks. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, so did you
I've absolutely thought about it for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, did you have major hesitations or like any big hang-ups that almost kept you from agreeing to it?
I'm not very one for the YouTube and the digital and the podcast and social media realm of things. It's really not my speed. I think I remarked to you that to me it didn't feel very wholesome.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And the idea was very intriguing. As much as it was against what I thought was wholesome.
Right. Yeah, define wholesome for me.
Well, it sort of went against the tradition of a first date.
Dating with pure intentions.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily pure intentions, but just, we met each other on Tinder, which is very inorganic.
Very much so.
And so we went from that to this, which is, I would say, pseudo inorganic.
Yeah.
On camera, etc. These bright lights, this small room.
How has your experience on the apps been?
It's been here and there, up and down, most like everybody.
Yeah.
I think they can be very moody, like what you're wanting in the moment or what you're, I think it's very momentary.
Yeah, it's impulsive.
Yeah, very impulsive. And that's a good way to put it. Significantly impulsive.
Do you enjoy being single?
Yes and no. Yeah, it's nice to answer to yourself.
Definitely.
Be on your schedule. You don't have to worry about another. But I also find that very unfulfilling. It's good and bad to me. Some individuals might say it's the best. Putting
your focus on another person and considering another person and what would make them happy on a day-to-day basis, that gives yourself some sort of bigger purpose too. Considering them? Yeah. Yeah, and I tell my brother and other people all the time, is like, your greatest endeavor is not your job, it's not your workout regimen, it's your relationships. 100%. For sure, without a doubt. We probably witness it time and time again. Like, I see it in my mother, my cousins, my uncles, my friends, myself. Relationships are everything. Could not agree more. What are some green flags that you look for in a partner early on in dating? Early on? Yeah, something that just lets you know, oh, okay, there's potential there, or something that gives you hope about a person. Kindness, small or large, just, objective kindness, I think, is beautiful. Timeliness, I think that's very important. And resolve. That's an interesting one. Yeah, I really, that is, to me, that might be the biggest for me, is resolve, is, having resolve. The ability to make things work or make them okay. Yeah. Or, amend a situation. That might be the biggest for me, is resolve. That's a good one. What would be the 3 things that you would look for early in dating? I'd like to juxtapose them with mine. See if I'm on the right footing here. Or if I'm falling off the mountain. These all kind of work together. And I think they are pretty apparent early on in dating. I think decisiveness is huge, but pairing decisiveness with adaptability is not very common, because you can have a plan for a night, but if those plans somehow don't happen, then just being able to not be thrown, not be rattled, and just figure out a solution. So I think decisiveness and adaptability are big, but consistency is the other big one. Just consistency in how you communicate, and do you do what you say you're going to do? That's definitely.
Have you found much consistency in your early dating life?
I think that's the one that's hardest to come by.
I guess maybe you haven't, because those are the three most important things. So maybe you haven't found them.
Yeah.
We're kind of going over the Ford way of questioning, like friendships, family, friends, opinions, recreation, dreams.
Okay, I like that.
This is about relationships.
Yes.
Don't get off script.
No, you could never throw me off script, please. How do you want to feel within a relationship?
In a relationship, like full-blown.
In a romantic context, how do you want to feel?
Integral. That's what I want to feel.
Huh. I was not expecting that.
Integrated into this person. You know, sort of like one and the same almost.
Needed?
Needed and wanted. People seem to think that, you know, oh, I need this person. That's like a bad thing. I don't know if that's so bad. Because we spoke earlier about the underlying idea of love is realizing that somebody's more important than yourself. That is something so fucking deep.
Yeah.
That is a need. I need you.
For sure.
And psychiatrists and psychologists might say different, but, you know, off record, they are living a love life with somebody that they need. Integral. That means a lot to me in a relationship. Yeah.
Interesting. Well, I am curious. You said you were going to have some hard-hitting questions for me.
I'm probably going to take it a little easier on you, but...
Okay.
Yeah.
Why did I win you over? Ask all the heavy hitters that you want.
So I know that you paint.
I do paint.
Which was very interesting to me. But I would like to know why.
Why I paint?
Yes.
You have won me over with that question. That's a great question. So I think there are two answers. One is shorter, and one is more long-winded.
Don't be afraid to give me the long-winded version.
Okay.
That's more my speed anyway, if you probably could tell.
It is the only way that I have found to fully process and articulate what I'm feeling about any given subject or matter of the heart or family member, whatever it may be. It's the most tangible way for me to process my thoughts and feelings, and then see it in front of me, and then have it impact someone else in a totally different way. Like, because everyone's interpretations of your art is different.
The personalization.
Yes. So I know what something means to me and what it helped me through, but it could hit someone else in an
completely different way.
Which is the coolest thing to me, and what I think about all the time when I find a song that hits me in a certain way, or see another painting that I connect with for some reason. I cherish the way that I interpret it and my meaning of it, but I'm also aware of they probably made this for a different reason. Like, they have all their shit that they were working through. So
yeah, in the way that I have always described it, is you're wearing the inside out.
It's exactly that. That's such a better way of putting it than what I just said. But
no, it's totally in lockstep with that idea. It's wearing the inside out. It is a way to communicate without saying anything.
Exactly.
It's so fucking
Hit the
permeable.
nail on the head. Yeah. Okay, so I have one final question.
Sure.
For context, the show is called FLIRT because if I'm looking at my general track record, I just think I'm a terrible flirt, and I'm terrible at picking up on flirts in general. So it's something that...
You want me to rate?
Not a rate, but I want to know, what is your definition of flirting?
Oh boy. Shit. Fuck, I don't...
It's such a hard question, right? It's hard to define.
I'm drawing a blank here.
It's hard to
The one thing that I would say about flirting is when I know it's happening, there is a physical element.
Sure.
Always. Like there's a, hey, let me tell you something.
Right.
Just these little pokes and prods.
Yeah.
I guess physical touch.
Okay.
Whether slight or more overt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that's...
Pretty clean cut.
I think so. I mean, what about you? Terrible flirt.
The terrible flirt. Just wreaking havoc on romance everywhere. So one of my best friends, her husband, has a great definition of flirting. He said that it's anything that you do to let another person know that you're interested in them. And I like that because it's simple and the intention is there, but when it comes to the actions or the words themselves that you could let a person know that you're interested, it's such a gray area, and it's so dependent on the gender and the rapport that you have. So my definition probably comes down to the intention behind the action rather than the action itself, because the feedback that I've gotten from friends when I say that I think I am terrible at flirting is they find it ridiculous. Because I'm just very friendly. I'm a pretty open, friendly person. And I think they're interpreting that as flirting when the intention isn't there.
Yeah, like you're flirting with everybody.
Right. And the intention isn't there at all. So I think my definition of flirting has to be driven down to like, what's the intention?
So what are your dating intentions?
My dating intentions are...
Finish this podcast. Lest we forget.
The creative aspect of it is totally separate from the dates.
Yeah.
Like,
Is this a date?
Yeah.
Is it? I don't see it as so.
Interesting.
Maybe I'll change my mind.
I don't know.
But it's interesting.
So I haven't prioritized dating in years, honestly, like ever. I have never really put it at the forefront. I've had situationships over the years, but they've all...
God love them situationships.
Right? But they've all kind of been less intentional, more convenient, more like, I'm just letting this flow into my life. I wasn't being purposeful or intentional about them, so...
That's a good way to put it, purposeful and intentional.
I guess my dating goals now is to be less cavalier and just more intentional, because I would like to at some point have a great love. That seems, people talk about that being a nice thing that they have in life.
Have you had that before?
I have not. I've never been heartbroken. I've never been in love.
Well, you know what to love is to feel pain.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, and I'm terrified of it.
To love is to feel pain.
Yes.
And there's no, there really ain't no other way around it. It's like I'm fixing to do something dumber than hell, but I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, it's true. it comes along with it. It's hand in hand. So
Your fans might totally disagree.
what fans?
I don't know.
We're just all out here doing our best, figuring it
There's a
out.
big rock floating through space.
Yes. Well, even if you didn't think this was a date, I still had a great time. Thank you
It was
for being
wonderful.
here. It was wonderful. I love talking
I'm
to you.
very surprised that
No, this was great.
I'm really surprised.
Are you?
Yeah.
Why?
I didn't think I would. I don't know.